At the beginning, how does he start it off? Talking about the dignity of women. At the beginning, he starts off by talking about a good model for Catholic women, all women really, the Blessed Mother, the Mother of God. And he's talking about a Marian year that was happening at the time. But he quickly rolls into, when he gets into the meat of his discussion, the Theotokos, the Mother of God. A woman, and this is in paragraph 3, a woman is found at the center of the salvific event, which of course is the coming of Christ. Thus, this fullness of time manifests the extraordinary dignity of women. The event at Nazareth highlights a form of union with the living God which can only belong to woman. Only woman can carry a child. Mary, the union between mother and son. Okay, so, and ladies in here, I don't need to explain this to y'all. Y'all could tell me better, because I've never experienced this. I've never, carried a child. But let's go over to the encyclical, the Gospel of Life, and read it from the words of the Holy Father himself. In paragraph 99, again, he uses the term, and this is in 95 years later, he uses the term again, feminine genius, or the genius that belongs to women. And another term here that I see a lot of the ladies out there, not here, but out there, talk about is John Paul II's new feminism. And he didn't ask me, he and I never, he didn't consult me about, I don't know if it was the greatest choice of words. I know what he was talking about and why he used it. But you have some feminist types out there that want to say, well, okay, I'm being a good Catholic because I'm following John Paul II's feminism. But if you read the document, and this is an encyclical letter which is way up there, doctrinal authority, immediately when he brings up the term, he starts talking about motherhood, not about taking on male characteristics. And actually he points that out. He says it depends on them to promote a new feminism which rejects the temptation of imitating models of male domination. I am woman, hear me roar. Male domination. Instead, he's saying what has to happen is you are called to bear witness to the meaning of genuine life. This is paragraph 99. Of genuine love, I'm sorry. Of that gift of self and of that acceptance of others which is present in a special way in a relationship of husband and wife. So immediately, he brings it into marriage. Okay, so not into careers and not into degrees, but straight into marriage. But which ought to also be at the heart of every other interpersonal relationship. So starting with marriage, but it also should influence our other relationships. The experience of motherhood, particularly to the women now, the experience of motherhood makes you acutely aware of the other person and at the same time confers on you a particular task. Now this next quote actually comes from the Dignity of Woman, so I'll be reading both documents right now in this quote. But men, listen to this as we think about what our wives experience while they're carrying our children. Motherhood involves a special communion with the mystery of life as it develops in the woman's womb. This unique contact with the new human being developing within her gives rise to an attitude towards human beings, not only toward her own child, but every human being, which profoundly marks the woman's personality. Now that's the end of that quote, but he goes on in the encyclical. A mother welcomes and carries in herself another human being. Stop and think about that. We'll never experience that as men. Enabling it to grow inside her, giving it room. respecting it in its otherness. Women first learn and then teach others that human relations are authentic if they are open to the acceptance of the other person. A person is recognized and loved because of the dignity which comes from being a person and not from other considerations such as usefulness, strength, intelligence, beauty, or health. This is the fundamental contribution which the church and humanity expect from women, and it is an indispensable prerequisite for an authentic cultural change. Y'all caught that there at the end? This, what I just read, this is the fundamental contribution which the church and humanity expect from women. This is the contribution our society now needs from women. The bringing forth of this life, and by that treating other people in such a way. And it is this indispensable prerequisite for an authentic cultural change. The culture is not going to change until this happens. Okay, so I congratulate you and I show my appreciation to you for accepting that call, which is coming from the church, which is coming from the vicar of Christ of the church. This is Catholic teaching.